Hi, welcome to the quiz. This very quiz can be done on quizalto.com, where you'll be able to get instant feedback with detailed answers and explanations. The link is in the description below. Quizalto has an extensive library of quizzes you can take for free, and we also have an impressive number of premium quizzes for more advanced levels. As you take quizzes, Quizalto helps you track your progress over time. If our quizzes are not enough for you, you can even create your own quizzes using AI, and they don't even have to be about AWS products. Okay, let's get started. Good luck. Which feature of Amazon FSx for NetApp ONTAP allows for integration with third-party applications? AWS Direct Connect, Elastic Load Balancing, Direct Connect, Flex Clone. What are the considerations when designing an Amazon FSx for NetApp ONTAP deployment for disaster recovery? Utilizing a single AZ deployment for cost efficiency. Choosing a multi-AZ deployment with snap mirror replication to a secondary region. Selecting a throughput capacity order for consistent performance. Enabling data lifecycle management for automatic tiering. What are some best practices for managing Amazon FSx for NetApp ONTAP file systems? Take manual snapshots for disaster recovery purposes. Resize the file system size frequently to accommodate changing storage needs. Utilize data lifecycle management for automatic data tiering. Regularly monitor performance metrics using Amazon CloudWatch. What is the recommended method for backing up Amazon FSx for NetApp ONTAP file systems? Manually copying data to an Amazon S3 bucket. Using AWS Backup to create scheduled snapshots. Utilizing Amazon Elastic File System for replication. Employing data lifecycle management policies. What is the primary benefit of using Amazon FSx for NetApp ONTAP? High availability across availability zones. Familiar interface and tools for managing file storage. Reduced data storage costs. Improved elasticity for file storage. What factors can impact the performance of an Amazon FSx for NetApp ONTAP file system? The number of security groups attached to the instance. All of the above. The Amazon EC2 instance type used for file system access. The file system size, the underlying storage type. What is the maximum file size that can be stored on Amazon FSx for NetApp ONTAP? 10 terabytes. 100 terabytes. 500 gigabytes. 1 terabyte. What type of data encryption does Amazon FSx for NetApp ONTAP support? At-rest and in-transit encryption. No encryption is supported. At-rest encryption only. In-transit encryption only. Which service provides fully managed NetApp ONTAP file storage in AWS? Amazon S3. Amazon EFS. Amazon FSx for NetApp ONTAP. AWS Storage Gateway. What protocol does Amazon FSx for NetApp ONTAP support for file access? SMTP, NFS, HTTP, FTP. What is the primary purpose of Amazon FSx for NetApp ONTAP SnapMirror? To enable disaster recovery to a secondary AWS region. To establish synchronous replication between file systems across availability zones. To create point-in-time backups of file systems. To facilitate data migration between on-premises and AWS environments. What is the difference between a throughput capacity order and a provisioning capacity order for an Amazon FSx for NetApp ONTAP volume? Throughput capacity orders are measured in IOPS, while provisioning capacity orders are specified in GB. Throughput capacity orders are ideal for workloads with consistent I/O patterns, while provisioning capacity orders are better suited for bursty workloads. Throughput capacity orders offer lower latency compared to provisioning capacity orders. Throughput capacity orders define the volume size, while provisioning capacity orders determine the performance capabilities. What are the two storage protocols supported by Amazon FSx for NetApp ONTAP? CIFS, NFS. NFS, ISCSI. S3 Object Lock, Glacier. CIFS, FTP. How are storage volumes managed in Amazon FSx for NetApp ONTAP? As flexible aggregates. As fixed partitions. As read-only volumes. As compressed archives. What are some use cases for Amazon FSx for NetApp ONTAP? High-performance file storage for enterprise applications. Cost-effective archive for infrequently accessed data. Scalable file storage for web content hosting. Backup and disaster recovery target for on-premises file systems. What is a key advantage of using Amazon FSx for NetApp ONTAP for workload migration? Lowest cost compared to other AWS storage services. Limited availability in specific AWS regions. Support for only non-critical workloads. Seamless compatibility with existing NetApp environments. Which AWS service can be used to migrate data into Amazon FSx for NetApp ONTAP? AWS Data Sync. AWS Transfer Family. AWS Batch. Amazon Kinesis. What are the two primary performance metrics used to measure the throughput of an Amazon FSx for NetApp ONTAP file system? IOPS, egress bandwidth. Objects created, objects deleted. Provisioned IOPS, throughput. Latency, ingress bandwidth. Which AWS service can automate the creation and management of virtual private clouds for Amazon FSx for NetApp ONTAP? Amazon Poly. AWS IoT Core. AWS X-ray. AWS CloudFormation. Which AWS service can be used for monitoring Amazon FSx for NetApp ONTAP? AWS Personal Health Dashboard. Amazon Inspector. Amazon CloudWatch. AWS X-ray. How does Amazon FSx for NetApp ONTAP ensure high availability? By using RAID. By using dual controllers. By integrating with AWS Lambda. By deploying in multiple availability zones. What AWS service can help in reducing latency for applications accessing Amazon FSx for NetApp ONTAP? Amazon Poly. AWS Global Accelerator. AWS Ground Station. AWS IoT Core. What is the maximum number of directories that can be created in a single file system on Amazon FSx for NetApp ONTAP? 1,000. 100,000. 1,000,000. 10,000. What AWS service can help in monitoring and troubleshooting performance issues with Amazon FSx for NetApp ONTAP? AWS OpsWorks. Amazon CloudWatch Logs. AWS Personal Health Dashboard. AWS Code Build. What is the difference between NFS and CIFS file protocols supported by Amazon FSx for NetApp ONTAP? NFS offers higher performance compared to CIFS. NFS is a block-level protocol, while CIFS is a file-level protocol. NFS is primarily used on Windows systems, whereas CIFS is designed for Linux environments. NFS is a protocol for *Nix-based systems, while CIFS is commonly used on Windows machines. And that's a wrap. Thanks to everyone who participated. Remember, you can answer along on quizalto.com, where you can keep track of your progress and find much more quizzes. We hope you had a fun and challenging time. Until next time. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel for more. Hit the bell icon to be notified as soon as we upload. Please leave a comment if you have any thoughts or suggestions, and, if you think this video is worth sharing with someone who could benefit from it, please forward a link to them. See you next time. Thanks for watching.